The big takeaway is it's good to have a strategy, it's good to have a plan, it's good to have predictability. Welcome to the Retire on Time Q&A podcast, a podcast in support of the book How to Retire on Time. As always, text your questions to 913-363-1234. And remember, this is just a show, not financial advice, though it is a show where we want to get into the nitty-gritty so you're not having to listen to that oversimplified advice you've heard hundreds of times. David, what's the question we got for today?
Hey, Mike, what do you use to create a retirement income ladder?
Retirement income ladders are typically used with fixed products. So you've got CDs, treasuries, bonds, or MIGAs. So not modified adjusted gross income,
Oh, yeah.
multi-year guaranteed annuities, which is
Yeah.
basically a CD from an insurance company. Those are pretty neat. I will say that some people in the latter part, pun intended,
Mm-hmm.
the latter part of their ladder
Mm-hmm.
is sometimes is indexed products because they have slightly more growth potential. And if you give it 5 years, it should have more growth than the fixed products themselves. It's just not guaranteed. So you have to kind of blend those two. There is a new one that's coming to surface here. It's called a Magia.
Oh,
That sounds like
not the
a chia
modified.
pet or something. A Magia.
Magia.
A Magia is let's see if I get this right. A multi-year guaranteed indexed annuity.
Oh,
And basically what they're saying is we're going to give you a fixed rate or the indexed rate, whichever is higher.
oh, so they'll just assess every year or something?
Yeah, so think of it as like this is not a product. I'm just giving you an example.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to get either a guarantee of 5% or 50% of the growth of the S&P over the next 5 years.
Mm.
So for 5 years, it's 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%. Or if the S&P grew, I don't know, let's say 100% over, I'm being facetious here,
Okay.
100% growth in 5 years.
I like that.
It's never actually done that, but then you'd get half of that growth point to point.
Okay.
They structure things in different ways. So sometimes it's year by year, you get one or the other. Sometimes it's the 5 year point to point. So look at the different products, but that's kind of a nice blend. So you've got fixed, then you've got this Magia business, which is going on, and then you've got the index, and you can blend them together. But that's typically what I see. I like and recommend, typically, this is not a recommendation to you, but the indexed to be later on because it helps you hedge against inflation risk. I've had too many people say, "Hey, I want you for tax advice, but I've already laddered out 20 years of income. I don't need you for that."
Mm.
I say, "Well, what are you going to do with inflation?" They say, "Well, that won't happen again. We already experienced it." And I'm just going, "Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Inflation is very sticky and can come roaring back. I mean, look at what happened in the 60s and 70s and 80s when inflation was an issue. They fixed it. Then it came roaring back, and then
Mm-hmm.
they fixed it. And then it came roaring back again. That was a tough, tough multi-decade situation with inflation.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that inflation's not going to come roaring back. There's no guarantee that the tariffs won't have this issue. Right now, it seems fine. You could argue that the dollar's been so devalued that that's just another way of hurting the consumer or the average American. But I mean, I too much fixed, I think is a risk with inflation. It's like, why do you not just buy an income annuity, turn on income for life? It's because of inflation. So if your ladder gets too long with fixed products, just be careful of the inflation risk. That's all I'm saying.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, we've got this. What's the tool? On retireontime.com, the bucket planner.
Okay.
You can say if you want, 1, 2, 5, 10 years, and then what the expected rates are going to be, and ladder out all of that. Just go to retireontime.com and then look at the planning tools, and then go to the bucket planner. It's free for everyone to use. Like you don't even have to put in your name and email address to use it.
Oh,
'Cause I hate that crap.
Yeah.
You know,
It's really bad.
when it's like, oh, I want to use this, but I don't want. If someone wants my email content, my newsletter, that's when they'll give it to me. I don't
Yeah.
want to force that. That's just
Sure.
mean.
Right.
No one likes spam.
So that's a good feature then.
Yeah.
Already you're selling me on this calculator.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even have to talk to me to use it. But then you can say, okay, well, let's do the first 5 years and let's do, 4 or 5% or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then you say, I think this one's going to give me like 5.5%, or I think this one's going to be like 6% over the long term. So you can blend that and then put the rest of your portfolio in the risk bucket and then let that grow over time. And you can kind of see that this cool phenomena of you're spending down your lower interest accounts and then the other accounts are growing. So your overall net worth kind of you're preserving your balance. You just
Mm.
divided and conquered. That's a cool feature of the bucket strategy or laddered income. You
Yes.
just you just have to structure it. This is for I find people that are engineers, that are teachers, that are pilots. They live by systems. They love the structure
Uh-huh.
because they have control over a certain period of time. They have predictability, and that gives enough flexibility for the other assets to grow, and they're not as concerned because they have this part structured out.
So when you're doing a ladder, income ladder, do you first, before you can do that, do you need to know how much you need so you can ladder that?
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, yeah. How
Okay.
much income, and then also understand your tax situation.
Oh,
You
yes.
need to know
Like if
that
you're single or married filing
yeah,
jointly or
what's your
what?
effective tax rate?
Okay.
Because usually you're laddering out qualified funds, which means IRA, pre-tax,
Uh,
401k. So you want to know what your effective tax rate is, not your tax brackets. Tax brackets will change. Your effective tax rate gets you at least close enough to where you'll be ballpark. And this is another important part too, is a lot of people will live by the ladder from rigidity
okay.
in that this is it, nothing can change. Well, what if you're 60 years old and in 2 years they change the laws on, I don't know, healthcare. And now if you were to take income from your long-term capital gains from your brokerage account in the year 2 and not from your laddered out IRA,
Mm-hmm.
that you'd qualify for very cheap health insurance.
Oh,
That's a good deal,
yeah.
right? So you want to make sure that you understand that even though it's laddered, it doesn't just get laddered and forced into your checking account. In year 2 or 3, you might want to ladder it and then have the distribution go into your IRA so that in your income planning, in your tax planning, in year 2 or 3, you're 62, 63 years old, you're taking income from your brokerage account through long-term capital gains, which suppresses your overall modified adjusted gross income, allowing you to qualify for the federal poverty line or closer to it,
Mm,
which then significantly reduces your healthcare costs, which saves you hundreds of dollars every month.
yeah.
So, again, I just want to highlight the importance of that. Just because it's ladder doesn't mean you have to follow it. It means you have the ability to follow it, but you can just redirect it and just keep it in the same tax bucket, whether it's IRA, Roth, or so on, and still be flexible enough along the way.
Hmm.
How's that? That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
This is Allison. We should call this Alice in Wonderland
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Don't sue us, Disney.
Yeah. Please don't.
I don't. Do they own the rights for that?
It's possible, but lots of things change in the IP world.
Yeah, I don't know. But regardless, the big takeaway is it's good to have a strategy. It's good to have a plan. It's good to have predictability, but you want to have flexibility because things change. Inflation can hit, tax laws can change. There can be new opportunities that you didn't have available when you first started the plan. So just be aware of that. Be aware of the flexibility. Life is extremely dynamic. You
Hmm.
can't control it. So just keep that in mind as you use these calculators, as you use these planning tools, as you put your plan together, and make sure you have the plan first, then you have your strategies, and then you figure out the portfolio, and the bucket laddered planning is a part of structuring the portfolio. It should follow your plan. It should follow and implement, or it should be able to implement those strategies that you want to implement. So that's all the time we've got for this question. If you enjoy the question, make sure you subscribe to us either on YouTube or the podcast. Go to retireontime.com for those planning tools, resources, and more. Join me online live as I do one of these workshops where I actually break down a plan live. I build it from scratch and answer your questions along the way and much more. As always, text your questions to 913 363 1234, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for joining us.